for this? What's cracking, big dogs? Welcome back to the Contaminated Dungeon. This is the Fade the Public podcast. I am Nicholas. That is Animal, and that is Snacks. Go follow them on Twitter, _BDGE. As always, we're covering everything fantasy football related to our high-stakes league, the E-Town Get Down. It's been an interesting week. We had Snacks and Animal showdown. Judging by Animal's head shake over there, things weren't.
What is that?
The game was over Thursday night.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. You ain't lying about that.
And, I have nothing to say to that.
He had a tweet. You got to send this to Ike. Who said Ebron was part of your plan to beat Snacks.
How'd that plan work?
Ebron, he had a touchdown.
He actually did play well.
He had a touchdown, 11 points. I'll take that
well
for my tight end any day.
He did with that lucky-ass catch
The
at the
luckiest
end of the game.
tight end touchdown
You
ever.
only lost by 50. It's not that bad.
Yeah, so we're gonna recap our matchups. We're gonna talk about the week going forward, who our toughest sit starts are for week 5 of fantasy football. We're also gonna get into a new segment that Animal wants to call Fantasy Gold or something.
We don't have a name. Maybe the golden game.
I thought it was a fantasy orgy. It was great because there's just so many players you could play. There's a lot of people that are gonna be used in a fantasy matter.
Yeah, God forbid you watch your mouth now.
It does work. Yeah, I'm just trying to, I don't want to be PG, obviously, because that's not how we roll.
No.
That's not how we roll. But I was just trying to, not have it to do with sex or fucking or.
Why?
It's a weak move.
Because you're a virgin?
No, it's just because I like how I had to defend that. Like,
Animal,
no, I'm not a virgin.
Animal for literally the last 6 months been trying to clean us up.
Yeah,
and it just hasn't worked.
I mean,
it's gotten better. Like in the beginning, you were so worried about this being like a organized and nice show, and I was just like, "Shut up!"
Yeah,
every time. That ain't gonna happen.
Worked. Tweet at Keystone, tell them to sponsor us.
Yeah, we need y'all to do that for us because we're so fucking close. They finally gave Snacks the follow on Twitter.
Crazy.
Keystone Light.
They're just teasing us though.
They are teasing us, man.
Teasing us.
Another sexual fantasy of mine to be teased by Keystone.
To be honest, though, it's their loss. Like if they don't get us while we're here now, we'll pour their beer, we'll rip their beer apart on.
You were nice to them, right? And you said, "Listen, we have more fucking followers.
Yeah,
you need this, Keystone."
I said it respectfully.
We're about to lock that down, so go tweet at Keystone Light, and we'll love you forever. Comment down in the comments section what your toughest sit start for week 5 is, and we'll try our best to help you out. Well, them two will. I probably won't comment. I've gotten so off-brand this summer.
My favorite thing is commenting on YouTube videos.
Yeah, I'll answer some.
I haven't answered a YouTube comment in close to a month and a half now.
But you gotta remember, there's like 500 comments, guys. Just sign up for Patreon. It's much easier. We comment on every single one of them.
Great fucking plug.
Good plug.
Holy shit, I would have forgot. Patreon.com/BDGE. We will answer your questions there. Let's talk week 4 matchups, baby.
Yeah, let's get into it.
I had a ridiculously easy matchup against Skinny Wieners, George, who is in last place right now, sitting at 0-4. I was projected to dominate, and I just knew I wasn't going to dominate because
George is like the plague of our league.
Every
time
you
play him and he's got a shit team, he just somehow finds a bullshit way to win.
Yeah, and
I know.
Animal had a fucking heartbreaker at the end of last season.
George is the one who beat me.
Go back to later episodes, you'll find it.
You've all heard about the 80-point loss.
Yes.
Yeah, so this was actually a really fucking... We were up late last night texting throughout the Monday Night Football game. We're filming this Tuesday night. Comes out Friday mornings, by the way. So if anything is out of date by the time you hear it, that's why. Tuesday nights. So it came down to the last matchup of the week. I was up by 4 points. I had Andy Dalton. He had John Ross. And I'm like, I'm going to lose because John Ross is the guy that will put up either 20 or 0. Mm-hmm. So I said it's a coin flip, basically. Dalton could end up throwing for 175 yards, but 100 of those go to John Ross plus a 60-yard touchdown or something like that.
Picks.
Exactly. Yep. So this game is fucking treading out, and I'm like, oh, my God, this is miserable. And I think he comes within like 1 point of me, and it's at the end of the game, and I'm like, Dalton's going to fucking turn this ball over, and I'm going to end up losing. So I have 2 wins in this league. I'm 2-2 right now. Both of the wins have come because of a Monday Night Football injury. against you when David Njoku died,
right.
and then when John Ross died.
2 out of the last.
Not 2 weeks in a row.
2 out of the last 3 weeks.
Right, but it's 2 games I definitely could have lost had those guys not gotten injured.
You could be 0-4.
I could be, but I'm not. I'm 2-2, and I'm in 5th place. John Ross dies at the end of the game. Andy Dalton, we're thinking, I remember I was up like 1.6 points. So a turnover in our league, whether it's a fumble loss or an interception, is -2. I'm like, I would put the fucking mortgage that Andy Dalton is going to turn us over.
Well, here's the thing. It's funny because we watched the game live. You have it on.
Oh, so I'm in Brooklyn. They're in New Jersey. I have Sling TV, which is an app on my Fire Stick. And it's
like
delayed.
20 seconds.
It's delayed by
delayed.
15.
Yeah.
So they'll always be like, OMG, OMG. And I'm like, what the fuck's happening?
I said. Z-O-M-G, because I was trying to type so fast, and it came out Z-O-M-G.
My heart.
Andy Dalton, with like 2 minutes left, threw a pass that should have been intercepted.
Hit someone right in the titties. And I saw it 20 seconds
wasn't.
later.
And Nick's like, what? I'm like,
What?
Wait,
What?
I'm like, let me know when you see. He goes, no, just fucking tell me. Shut the fuck up. I'm like, dude, just watch. Just wait. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, it's not funny. I'm like, just wait. And then like 10 seconds later, it was, oh, thank God.
Bro,
Get him out.
You had no idea.
That's crazy.
The
how much you have
emotions-
to sweat a turnover.
The emotions just went. Yeah, like at that point, because Dalton was playing so bad, the Bengals were playing so bad, I was praying, because John Ross was already hurt and out of the game, I was praying that they just sat Dalton for like the last drive or two.
But we were thinking he would have got benched before that while Ross was still in.
I knew they
before
were
he got
still
injured.
like, they were like a little bit too much in the game. It was like 24-3 at the time. Had it been like 30-3 or 28 even to 3, I would have said, yeah, they'll probably bench him there. But it didn't seem like they even thought about it for a second. You know, Finley wasn't even
trotted him
warming
out
up.
down 50 with like 2 minutes left.
So I pulled off and the scary part was like, I got up to, I was up like 2.1 points. I was like, I'm good. And then he throws like a -5-yard screen pass to Gio Bernard. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, here we go. He gets sacked like 4 times on the last drive. And I'm like, oh, this is so fucking
It's
happening.
also funny because after the near pick, the next play, he got sacked with his arm. Like I thought it was a fumble. Granted, it went out of bounds, but still the fact that the ball was on the ground, you're like, oh, my God, wait a minute.
It's fucking terrifying. So I made some bad start decisions. I started Andy Dalton over Jameis Winston. The Rams' pass defenses look very good. The Pittsburgh pass defense does not look very good, and Dalton's been usable. So I thought he would put up more than fucking 3.64 points for me. Didn't happen. Green Bay got me a -1 spot, which was very, very fucking rude of them. And
well, you played logic, and
listen,
logic usually never works in fantasy football.
I think if you can survive your defense going negative, that's always a good week.
Yeah, so I scraped away a victory. I still have Tyreek Hill on the bench, Melvin Gordon waiting for him to come in. So better days are definitely ahead, but I'm glad we can sit here at 500, 2-2 in 5th place right now. Let's talk about your guys' matchup.
I wasn't winning this no matter how you look at it here. If I had started Chris Godwin, which I clearly should have,
you would have lost by 20.
I still would have lost by 20 points exactly.
McCole Hardman played pretty well.
McCole Hardman fucked me in 3 leagues. I don't get what the hell happened. This was the game where it was like, all right, Pat Mahomes in the dome. McCole Hardman's going to go for a 60-yard touchdown, no problem. But
you also forget that
instead he had negative
points. It is in a
points.
dome, but that Detroit defense is very good.
Yeah, I know, but no one expected the Chiefs to play like they did.
So after Thursday,
fantasy-wise,
Devonta, before he got hurt, which I hear is about probably going to miss 2 games. He's got a nice 10-day stretch, which I'm fine with.
Could linger.
Yeah.
Could be one of those lingerers.
It's really okay. You were up 25-23, and you had your quarterback and this week your wide receiver 1 playing.
Yep.
And from there, it was just all downhill. I'm at the Giants game, and all of a sudden, I get a text. You went crazy, like, about the Browns. Like, it's a holding. Send it back. Oh, of course, it's on the 1-yard line. Oh, of course, Nick Chubb scores.
Yeah.
Like, just like back and forth.
Our fucking text messages throughout the game were just so much complaining.
It really is.
That's all it is.
It's fucking bullshit.
It's like if we're watching the game together.
Fucking Patriot, because the problem is when you're losing and you're watching Red Zone, it's just like clips after clips of like your team getting scored on, like your fantasy team not scoring. It's like, oh, the Patriots defense got an interception. I'm like, fuck, I'm playing the Patriots defense. And like it's just like
it's
one after another.
Dude,
just,
the Patriots
there's Nick
defense,
Chubb.
are they like the MVP of fantasy thus far?
Yeah, easily.
Is that
10, 37,
is that
14,
the greatest
25?
fab $5 you've ever seen in your life?
I mean, fucking Jesus Christ, bro.
I bet 5-2.
Tom Brady scored me 3.7 points, and I beat you by 50.
I know.
Rex Burkhead scored me
1.2
1.2 points. I beat you by 50. Julio scored me 7.3. I beat you by 50.
Okay, but like you're not looking at my side. I had
Nicole
Nicole
Hardman
Hardman
scored negative 0.1 points.
Yeah.
And he beat you by 50.
Yeah, like exactly.
But
like,
it's not. I'm not saying I beat you like 130 to 50. I
But you would have
up
if,
150.
Listen, Paul Richardson. I didn't know that fucking Case Keenum was going to get benched. Like, listen,
How did you not know
Jay
that?
Gruden said he was going to. Dwayne Haskins wasn't ready. They're starting Case Keenum,
wait.
and then they pull him right away.
How did Case look?
He did fine. Yep, he took the reps and did a good job.
You anticipate then him starting Sunday?
That's the plan right now, unless he has a setback right now. Dwayne got to get some reps in there. Colt got a few with the scout team, so it was good to see them all work.
Dwayne got reps with the first team?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Can we talk about how you left Chris Godwin on the bench, though?
Yeah, that's bad.
Shout out to all y'all that did
Listen,
that.
I was not the only person that did that.
You were
this
not,
week.
but looking
But
at
look
your,
at your
but
options.
looking at your lineup, it's not like you sat Chris Godwin for like I could see if you did it for Calvin Ridley. In hindsight, you'd be like Calvin Ridley was a decent play, it's whatever. But bro, like Paul Richardson, Nicole
on,
Hardman,
man.
Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
That's a bad.
You had a
play.
lot of that was bad.
I had
on
no
you.
one else to start.
Chris fucking Godwin.
Chris
Well,
Godwin.
yeah, obviously I know that now, but I thought he was hurt. I thought he wasn't going to play. I thought he was going to come in
Yeah,
there and.
but I've heard that a lot. I'd still take a 50% Chris Godwin from what he's shown us this year over Paul fucking Richardson.
I went for the matchup play with the number one on the team that against the weaker defense, the Giants defense, who I thought Paul Richardson was a good play because Terry McLaurin was out. He was the clear number one option.
No, it made sense. I had him in some DFS lineups. I just think for season
I
long,
understand
that
that,
was
but
getting
you
way
don't.
too
You
cute.
don't
yeah.
bet. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was a cute.
I admit
play.
it was definitely way too cute,
Way
but
too. You still would have lost.
it's not like it was like outrageous. Like how could you ever do that?
Well, no, literally, we just said that to you.
Fuck you guys.
So Chris Godwin currently sits as the wide receiver 2
Crazy.
in motherfucking fantasy
A
football.
few takeaways. I mean, I had nothing. What am I going to say? Will Dissly's been another great free agent pickup for myself.
Let's talk about tight ends for a second.
I
Actually.
get Herndon back. Nick Chubb finally explodes. I think that's.
Not worried about it. Who cares?
What would you
That
be
last
worried about? He's
touchdown,
not on
like
your team.
last touchdown, just showed that Earl Thomas should retire because he just quit.
Nick Chubb could have not had that 85-yard touchdown
he
run and
would've
still
scored.
walked away with 22 points. Or
Right.
something.
Yeah, oh, I know. But that
That's
last
the Nick
touchdown
Chubb we
run.
know.
What would you say? You
I was
want to
gonna
talk
say,
about
let's
tight ends?
about like tight ends and how the top 3 guys going into the season are not what we expected.
No, they're not.
Kelsey,
And like the
Ertz,
top
and
3
Caleb.
now, it's like who? Hooper,
Ingram's
Dissly,
number
and
one,
Waller,
right?
Ingram,
Or Waller's
Waller's
one.
probably.
Yeah.
Did you see his
Waller-
pace? What I put
I
on the
know,
other day?
crazy.
He's on pace for like 133
Crazy.
fucking receptions, which would smash Ertz's fucking record
I
from
know
last year.
Ingram's, as a Giants fan, I know firsthand he's going to get injured. So just if you have Ingram, make sure you have backup tight end ready to go.
Zam.
He's tied for first with Ertz and
mean
Waller for
I
targets.
know. I don't mean it. I know it.
Oh yeah. So also, why don't we bring up the trade that I made last week?
Oh, yeah.
So before Thursday night kicked off, I made a trade with Mr. Radonchi. Did he took a dub this week?
I think he did.
Deech finally? Because I know he was in last place.
Yeah, he won big.
So what I did was traded to Mr. Dot, Tyler Boyd, and Miles Sanders. I received Zach Ertz, Robbie Anderson, Malcolm Brown. Now, Sanders hasn't been sitting on my bench. He's just not getting the play time yet. Boyd might have walked away of last night with he looked kind of banged up. So right now I'm feeling good about the trade because in return I got Zach Ertz and I didn't have anyone to play at the tight end position. I was just streaming at this point because I lost Hunter Henry. Ertz is like pretty good for 9 or 10 points. Maybe he'll fucking mix in a touchdown.
He's a touchdown away every game.
He's a touchdown away every game from having
all it
those
is.
big ass games. Yeah, and he's tied for tight end lead like you said in targets. Robbie Anderson I absolutely love as a buy low, so I'm happy as hell to have gotten him as like a throw-in in this trade because once Sam Darnold is back and Robbie Anderson's obviously over that calf injury and things start clicking for that offense, their schedule, I've already brought
Quincy
this up.
Noon was done too, so
That playoff
Quincy Noon was
schedule, that back end of the year is very nice.
dude, week 9, Miami, Giants, Redskins, Oakland, Cincinnati, Miami. Like you couldn't have named a fucking softer secondary stretch right there for Robbie. And then I got Malcolm Brown, who
Dude, I
I
don't think he's that good.
could give a fuck less. Robbie?
That's just me.
No, I don't think he's that great either, but I think him and Darnold had a great... When Darnold got hot at the end of last year, it was all Robbie.
yeah,
And
I think
Herndon.
he's getting like
And
7
he gets
targets.
all those fucking he gets all those deep targets too.
He does.
I think things will click with Robbie, and I think he'll be a fucking baller.
Yeah, no, honestly, it was the right trade to make. If Tyler Boyd's okay though, John Ross going out, he's gonna see 40 targets a game.
Yeah.
So
It's like it seems like every
that'll
week,
hurt to watch, but you needed that tight end. And
Yeah.
Tyler
I like it
Boyd,
for
you
the
could-
upside,
you
the
could
tight end,
Fill
yeah.
that in. So.
Yeah, I mean, after you know what it was, I was nervous about trading away Tyler Boyd just for this week because I was like, oh, Pittsburgh, he's gonna ball out, didn't do shit. Arizona,
matter.
he gets the great week, but then after that, it's at Baltimore, Jacksonville, Rams, bye, Baltimore again. I'm like,
That Bengals offense ain't gonna do shit.
yeah, so it's like,
And I'm sorry, Deej. I know you don't watch this, so I could say it. He 100% doesn't watch this.
Absolutely not.
Should have never thrown Malcolm Brown in.
No, he should.
I've stashed him in every league but this one
Yeah.
because I know.
He's a guy that I
Gurley's
would like
getting
to. I wouldn't mind handcuffing if I didn't have Gurley. Like I would still have him on my bench probably.
I'll
Absolutely.
keep Brown there just because now without the tricky part about this trade, I'm happy I did it because it shored up my starting. The other thing too, like I did that trade no hesitation because not no hesitation, but I was happy to do it, getting rid of Boyd only because I had Terry McLaurin as my. I mean, he was my fourth wide receiver, Tyler Boyd at that point. It was D-Hop, Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, and Sammy Watkins sucks right now, so it's kind
what
of
a
unfortunate,
bum.
But Robert Woods and then Tyler Boyd. So it wasn't like I was getting rid of my wide receiver too. I thought Terry McLaurin could fill in for that wide receiver 4 spot, and we'll talk about this in a minute, but I'm a little nervous about that now because one, he just randomly missed this week's game. We don't know when he's going to be back, and now they're switching up quarterbacks.
Well,
and
that's
shit.
the problem I would say is the quarterbacks because Dwayne Haskins does not look ready at all.
No, he looks horrible.
He's not playing the rest of the year. He's bad.
He can't. Well, what they're going to do is probably going to go to Colt McCoy,
and that's still a question mark for chemistry.
and that doesn't do anything for me. Yeah.
Yeah. So now like that plan seemed good at first because I was all on board the McLaurin breakout, but now I'm kind of fucking nervous about having him as my second flex. But that's why I'm glad I got Robbie there because I actually I think by week 8 or 9, I think Robbie's going to be probably my second flex play there. So I mean the trade I think is fine for me. We'll have to see how it plays out. Hopefully Ertz kind of turns it on. I think he will. Just getting so many.
He's too good of a ball player not to. But I tell you, Carson Wentz don't look good either.
3 touchdowns
It's
the Packers.
I understand that.
on a short week on a road game.
Yeah, no, I know.
Doesn't look good.
But,
You're just a hater.
Okay, you could look at a stat line. Say anybody looks fucking.
I watched
good.
the game.
You watched the game?
Yeah, I watched the game.
Okay, he didn't look that good.
He didn't look that bad.
Coming from somebody who. I'm
You
not
got
getting into
nothing.
it.
That's right.
Do you really want me to have something? Because
No.
I have a lot.
No, you got nothing.
All right, so let's get into our toughest sit starts of the week, and I guess we'll dive into our matchups for next week as well. So hopefully this helps some of you guys out there that have sit starts decisions like this. I think we'll just ride off the back of what I was talking about right now. So I have an interesting sit start here because Melvin Gordon comes back. I own both Melvin Gordon and Austin Eckler. They're playing at home against Denver. Now I'm thinking shit. Which one of these? Because I have Aaron
Don't
Jones
start
as my
either of them.
as my RB1. Don't start either. I'm thinking about starting both of them to be honest with you.
Yeah, our rush defense is really, really. We just saw Leonard Fournette put up 225 rushing yards.
So
really
the way
bad
I'm thinking about it right now is one. I mean, Jones will be my one because hopefully Jamal Williams will be out and he'll get enough volume to put up 15 points hopefully. So I'm thinking of Eckler, Melvin Gordon. And I would feel a lot more comfortable starting Melvin Gordon had he got even 5 touches last week. But they didn't even give him the ball. So it's what are they going to give him? 8 touches this week now? 10 touches maybe?
Yeah,
You
you
gotta
would have
start
liked
Eckler.
to seen him get involved a little bit, take a hit or two.
Exactly.
Before you can
No team is
start
ever
him.
just going to go from 0 to 30 touches, except for the Jets and Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah.
But besides that,
But that's a different story.
they don't have any fucking other choice.
Yeah,
besides
I
the
don't
Jets.
think you have. I think you got to start Eckler.
So the way I'm thinking about it is
Eckler was startable. I'm sorry. Eckler
no.
was startable last year.
Yeah,
for
borderline,
half the
yeah.
year when Gordon was
100%.
going off.
Yeah.
So why you got to?
So I think long
Well, I think the question here really is, does he start Gordon?
So here's where it comes down to, right? They're 6.5-point favorites at home. Like you said, their rush defense has been terrible. Over the first 4 games, the Chargers have given their running backs 31 opportunities a game. 31, right? So Justin Jackson's going to be out. That's probably going to be split up between just Eckler and Gordon.
Has to be.
So if Eckler's going to get, 18 or even 19, 20 or whatever, that still leaves, 12 for Melvin Gordon. And in a game that they should dominate in terms of time of possession,
And just overall
a couple of
score.
those should be goal line carries, hopefully, for Melvin Gordon. So I'm thinking, if I can get 18 from Eckler, he's going to put up 15 points probably right there.
Yeah.
And if I can get, 10 touches from Melvin Gordon, I'm thinking about who am I going to play besides him. I have Chris Thompson. I have one of the Redskins, right? I have Chris Thompson. I have Terry McLaurin up against New England.
See, you can't even start a Redskin this week. I
That's the
wouldn't
thing.
even do it.
I mean, it should be great game script as 15-point underdogs.
Just dumping it off. and-
Yeah, I mean, but like we said with McLaurin, I mean, that obviously scares me because dealing with the hamstring, it's
You
8
can't-
days removed from
you
it.
Can't play Terry.
Yeah, no way, because Bill Belichick's way too smart. He'll know McLaurin is their best playmaker. He'll have fucking
Robbie's not
Stephon
a
Gilmore
play.
on him. No. So that's the thing. And,
I don't think you have a choice.
exactly. So it's I have to almost – it's Chris Thompson or Melvin Gordon for that second flex
I mean,
spot.
you could take a huge risk and start Malcolm Brown Thursday night.
Yeah, no, I won't do that.
But other than that, I don't see how you avoid starting Gordon.
Yeah, it's shitty. So for right now, I guess the plan is I'm going to start both Chargers running. I mean, their backfield on any given game, regardless of game script, produces a lot for fantasy
Always
because they
has.
use him so often on the goal line and in the pass catching game.
That's where I was going to say that your best chances here is that you're going to start both of them. Hope that Melvin gets his 8 to 10 touches for his first game back, and then he gets.
But it's almost
one
like
of those
hedging
is a goal line.
It's hedging it because even if Melvin doesn't get that, if he gets like 6 to 8 touches, that means Eckler 8.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like it's risky, but it's not the worst thing I can do. I'd rather do that than fucking
start your running backs against the Broncos defense.
Yeah,
because
so
they
that
can't
makes me a
stop the
little
run.
bit. It
You've
makes me nervous,
conceded.
man. But
Yeah.
so you guys are saying Eckler
biased.
definitely for this week for guys who are in the same situation.
You have to.
So Eckler for week 5, but I'm pretty sure Gordon will be back to his RB1 status within a couple weeks.
If you're in a different situation than him, and you don't have to start Gordon. I probably wouldn't. If I have someone else that I know is going to be on the field 100%, I'm probably going to start them over Gordon.
Yeah, Gordon. If I had to do him if I had to think off the top of my head rankings, I didn't start my rankings for this week. He'll probably be in the running back 25 to 30 range.
I haven't loved what I've seen from the Chargers overall, though.
You haven't?
No.
Me either. I think their offense
They're
can be a
very
little stagnant.
they're very unimpressive. That offensive line looks really bad.
Yep.
Because the offensive line was great last year. Melvin Gordon ran wild. So
Yeah, you don't have a choice.
you don't. Just looking at it, you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
I'm not playing Terry against New England.
But you'd play Gordon over Chris Thompson.
I would, yeah.
Yeah. Just because New England's defense is going to shut down anything that the
They're going to
Redskins
shut
try
down
and do.
everything.
I know.
Literally
They don't
everything.
have to focus on anything.
And
That's the
if
problem.
there's a huge difference in
Honestly, if anything, they might focus on Chris Thompson.
What's Chris
Yeah.
Thompson
Out of
going
the
to do? He's
backfield.
going to get 10 points?
just stick fucking Stephon Gilmore on Terry McLaurin and then fucking everybody else zoning on Thompson.
That's going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking disgusting. All right, who
All
y'all
right.
got?
So I like my matchup this week because I'm going against I'm going against Jason, who's in 8th place.
What place are you in?
I'm in 7th place, but I'm a strong 7th place. I'm in a
What
strong.
defines that?
Just the
You're
fact.
you're last place of the 2 and 2 teams.
You know
Yeah.
what defines that?
That's right.
That he does a fantasy football podcast. That's about it.
So my problem this week is right now it's a little still it's too early to really tell who I'm gonna have to sit and start because of T.Y. Hilton. Is he gonna play this week? That's really it. Is T.Y. Hilton gonna play this week? If he does, he's in. I don't care. I'm starting him 100%.
Hundo.
I can't. All right, I can't do that anymore. I can't.
He's also not one of those players you need to like. If he's on the field, he's gonna play fine. He's proven that
Yes.
so many times.
We said
The only,
that.
what happened though the last week when he did play hurt, he produced and then he went out.
Yeah.
My problem was I was thinking like he was just gonna go in, like, oh shit, this doesn't feel right, I'm out, and I was gonna get a goose egg. So I don't think we have to worry about that with T.Y. Hilton. If he plays, he's in. Other than that, I might try and find a new tight end, but like I just don't even know how, like, or what to do about
Come to
it.
me. Want
Are
this
you
one?
worried? Let me ask you your worry level on Calvin Ridley because he started off really hot this year,
Very
back-to-back touchdown games, and then we're seeing this inconsistent play like we saw from him last year, where he had those 2 or 3 weeks last year that really defined his entire season statistically speaking, and now he's dipping off quickly. Right? Indy 1 target, 1 catch, 6 yards. Last week against Tennessee, 6 targets, 3 receptions, 32 yards, no touchdowns in each of the last 2 games. They got a nice matchup against Houston.
This is the week. Yeah, this is a good week for him.
But is he a confident, like, I'm putting him in my flex spot?
This week, yeah. For the rest of the season, I don't know.
So you're not even thinking about McCole Hardman?
I mean, that's going to come down to whether or not the T.Y. Hilton
about this,
situation.
though?
That's
Well,
why
okay, so who is your other play if T.Y. Hilton's out?
it's McCole.
It's McCole.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Because
Yeah.
they're the same game, too. That's why I have it that way.
Yeah.
If T.Y. can't go, I have
That's a
McCole
good-
Hardman
okay.
ready to go.
Good call.
Well, what about, I heard James Conner might have an ankle sprain.
Well, I have Jaylen Samuels.
I know
but
that's
if,
really
big.
good.
That's
if
big.
he
really
is
good.
if he is starting, if Jaylen Samuels gets to start, he's going to be in my lineup for
Obviously.
sure.
Okay, so we'll see this. He gets into a flex spot. Which of those wide receivers are you sitting?
That's a good question.
MVS or Ridley?
Because I'm not sitting MVS because
can't
he's
sit MVS.
going to be he's the one this week.
Can't sit.
I might sit Minshew. Fuck it.
That's absurd.
Why not?
You can't sit a
At
quarterback.
His
His floor, he's put up at least
floor
16.
is 16 points every week.
His floor is
What guy on your bench is going to get more than that as his floor?
Jaylen Samuels.
But he'll be in your flex, and that means you're pushing down Ridley. You're saying Ridley's
I'm
floor is
starting
16.
Ridley this week against Houston. I think
Nick,
he
can I
has
quit?
to.
Can I quit?
Can I quit?
No, I hire you as CEO. Fire me.
Ridley,
You're fired.
Fuck.
I quit as CEO.
Ridley at Houston is a great matchup. It's a great matchup.
Done.
Am I wrong?
You can't start him over a quarterback in a Superflex.
Why
because
not?
the floor is 16 points.
I mean, that's not really the floor though. It's just that's really been his ceiling technically.
No, it's
He
not.
hasn't gone over 17
He hasn't gone
points.
under 16 though.
He hasn't gone over 17 or 18.
Okay, so between
that's his
16
floor.
to 17.
Yeah, but it's a 4-game sample size.
Oh my God in heaven!
So you
Wait,
think Ridley has one game over 16,
hold on, animal.
and Minshew's at 16
Animal.
every game.
Okay.
I know
Minshew could put up 5 and Ridley could put up 15. I don't know why we're arguing this.
I know you're 3-9 in bagels and locks. You're doing really bad. You just came off an 0-3 reverse sweep.
Denver's
Your team is not looking good in fantasy. You just lost by 50 to me. What the fuck do you think you're even talking about right now?
Why is benching Minshew like a? Why would that
Because
be?
a quarterback has a floor of double-digit points.
Yeah,
when
I get
skill
it because
players
it's
don't.
Superflex, but it's at Carolina.
Ridley could go for 1 point. I'd start Mariota over Ridley in my super flex.
Okay,
Good God.
it's my team. I'm gonna do what I want with my team.
How to
you know what?
How to lose your game 1-0
It is your team.
We will see what
Wait,
happens.
Nick,
Listen, I'm
Nick.
not set in stone yet. I'm gonna have to see what happens
Nick,
with
this
Ty.
is part of his plan.
I'm gonna have to
always
see.
part
It's
of his
always
plan.
part of the
I'm
fucking
gonna see
plan.
what happens with Ty. I'm gonna pick up another defense. We'll be good to go. Listen, I'm not
By
saying
the way,
I'm
if
going
you-
to bench Minshew. I'm just saying I could.
Okay.
You
I
could,
could.
yes. You could also bench Carson
it-
Wentz, Alvin Kamara.
Yeah,
you
really
could bench Chris
you
Carson.
You should bench Carson Wentz. You should play with no quarterbacks.
Yeah. Why the fuck would you play with a quarterback when you have Latavius Murray on the bench?
But honestly, outside of all that, what do you guys think? Think I got a chance this week?
Well,
I
you got lucky
like it,
'cause
man. I'm looking at it. I like it.
I have a good matchup.
Galladay's on a bye.
Yep.
So that's big for you.
He's gonna put in like Diggs, who will have his only good week this year.
Actually, Diggs low-key went over 100 yards last week.
Yeah, he
7
did.
for 7 and 108. I didn't know that.
I don't trust that worth of shit.
yeah,
no,
but he
no
still didn't have a
fucking
good
way.
fantasy day.
I'll
He
go
had 12
for
points.
3 for 47 or something this week.
Gordon is way too inconsistent, even though he's playing Washington. Probably score 20.
We'll see what happens with Marlon Mack too. With the
David Johnson, I think, can go off. Cincinnati's fucking porous. They
Oh
quit.
my God, yeah, it's gonna be bad. I mean, the problem with that though is game script might favor the run, and looks like the weather's gonna be shitty.
True.
And David Johnson has been a fucking miserable runner this year.
Yeah.
So they can give him 20 carries, he'll rush for like 72 yards. That's the
Yeah.
problem. So you want him more in the passing game script. But regardless, that's gonna be a very close matchup between you two. If I had
Yeah, it is.
If I had to bet on one side,
I'd lean you.
I think I would lean you as well, especially if you bench all your quarterbacks.
Appreciate that.
And you got Kamara and Carson. That's a good. Oh,
Carson looked really, really good this
he
week.
did look good.
Dude, did you see
Running
that
the
stat?
ball,
that
most
he
missed
broke
tackles.
21 missed tackles in
Yeah.
this game.
Yeah.
crazy.
That might be the most of all time.
And you know
It's
what?
crazy.
I hope Pete Carroll knows that, because
He won't.
Pete, just forget about any time he ever fumbled. Ever. Because he's a lot better than Rashad Penny.
Yeah.
So.
The fact that people were like, "Oh, it's Penny's about to be Penny's job," is like fucking absurd.
And honestly, the fact that they kept riding him every single game after 24 fumbles in the first 6 quarters of the season.
yeah. Well, they didn't really have a choice just because Penny.
I understand that, but they didn't bring anybody
think
in.
you
They didn't do
understand it.
anything. He's
Do you
the
understand
guy.
it?
He's the guy.
Okay. Let's go
All
to your
right,
matchup.
so you're playing George.
I am.
Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
It's a big matchup.
First place versus last place.
It's a big matchup. I think
not a
this.
big
I think it's
matchup.
my downfall, man.
This is not
To
your
be honest,
downfall.
I think it is.
His team is so bad.
First place versus last place. The only thing here for you, I guess, is you're playing against Daniel Jones.
I know.
That's the only thing that's going to really hurt.
You don't even
here.
have any decisions to make, do you?
No.
No,
No, you
you
don't.
literally just have to take Devonta Adams out of your
Well,
lineup.
Oh, true
no
that.
shit.
I
I
didn't
know.
Can you
I
do
know
that now? Actually,
Who are you
No.
gonna?
no. So I can.
I'm gonna put Deshaun in. If not, then I'm gonna put T. Will in, and then I'm gonna put
Deshaun? Oh, Jackson.
yeah,
I don't think he's playing. Oh, that's right. You're making trades and shit.
making trades and shit. That's right. That's why I haven't touched my lineup. Don't worry. But yeah, Damian Williams. I really hope he doesn't play. I want him to get another week's rest while I play George.
Guys didn't even practice yet. What is he doing?
Good. I know it's great.
No, it's not.
Get him ready.
Probably like a fucking torn ACL.
Get him ready.
Yes.
I mean, even though I'm still probably gonna be playing 4 wide receivers, 2 flex, 2 regular, and then Chubb and Brady all year.
Can we
so
talk
it
about
doesn't
George's
matter.
lineup?
I'd rather not, because I know it's gonna go off.
No, it's not.
I know it's
No,
gonna go
not.
off.
Dude, Todd Gurley got his 2 touchdown game out of the way against me last week. The rest of his lineup has no fucking chance of doing anything.
Well, Dorsett. I don't know.
You trying to piss me off?
That's something I would say.
Yeah, that did sound like fucking animal right there.
Why do you think I said it so lowly?
Philip Dorsett.
He's got Allen Robinson. He had a good week 1.
Yeah, with Chase Daniel, right? Next week.
I actually like Chase Daniel better than Ben Trubisky.
Okay.
We
so
know
I mean,
you do.
That means it's a lock for Allen Robinson to be terrible. He's gonna be terrible.
Why does Yahoo still predict Devonta Freeman to get like 14 points?
Dude, I don't know. Has he had a game with No, he barely had 14 points last game. That's what Yahoo's fucking projections are out of control.
Honestly, I'm looking at his. So in Yahoo half-point PPR, he had 2.6, 7.9, 11, and 14. It's a lot better than I thought he would do. I thought he'd be dead after week 1.
I mean, he basically was dead week
I'm
1.
I'm just saying, it's a lot more than I thought he would do.
Yeah, he got very involved with the passing game last game. You know
As
what
he
happened is
should.
we lost 2 offensive linemen in that game, so Matt Ryan was forced to check down to Freeman and Austin Hooper every
They
fucking
cannot
throw.
run the
That's why
football.
Ridley and Julio
Can't
did.
run the football.
That's what happens when you fucking hire Dirk Cutter.
Yeah.
He literally has never established a run for any of the teams that he's been the offensive coordinator
It's true.
for. I don't know why we thought that was a good fucking hire to bring him back. It's like, oh, let me hire the guy who was horrible for us, that just had a horrible 4-year fucking stint with the Buccaneers, back to work with us again. Why the fuck do you think that would work? I don't understand the logic behind these fucking front offices in the NFL.
Yeah,
Makes no fucking sense.
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
I'm pissed.
I have some complaints too. But yeah, I mean, Marcus Mariota against Buffalo. Buffalo's on the road, so I'm thinking that's a favorable matchup for Mariota.
Is there really ever a favorable matchup for Mariota though?
I mean, yeah,
The
when he's playing
Falcons, other
against
than
me,
that,
yeah,
but-
we fucking suck.
Danny Dimes. I hope Danny Dimes goes for 60.
Guess who has more passing touchdowns this year? Fucking Marcus Mariota or Deshaun Watson?
Mariota.
Yeah. He also has fucking 5 fewer passing yards and more rushing yards than Deshaun
So
Watson.
why is the Bill O'Brien's got to go? Why is the fact that Deshaun Watson was like QB2 last year, everybody was so hyped up about him? Then this year, I think we were all pretty excited about him again. Like, okay, this is
I've
it.
been off the Titans for the whole year.
Well, we're
Texans.
talking about the Texans.
Texans.
Okay.
I said the Texans.
You
Proceed.
did correct yourself. I mean, the offensive line's atrocious, but
Watson he's taking too fucking long with the ball in his hands. He's just holding onto the ball. I don't know.
you have DeAndre Hopkins.
That's what I'm saying.
What was that clip of him where the
Maroon.
reporter asked him the question about like holding the ball around? And he was explaining how it's a double route.
The fact
and
you have
He's
to
you know
explain it.
You know what a cover
But-
4 is when the 2 safeties go
Yeah,
up?
yeah,
and
that
the
was him.
guys
Okay.
or whatever. Yeah, that was Deshaun Watson. He's just like, you're asking me questions and don't understand what the fuck you're even watching right now. So let me just body you real quick verbally. And
I love Deshaun, but
I do too, but
he's got to start playing better.
bro, it's fucking
not playing
it's
good.
horrible. It's killing me
It's
because
bad.
DeAndre Hopkins should be getting fucking 15 targets every single game.
Yeah.
Even when he's not open, he's fucking
Just throw
open.
him the ball.
I know, it makes no sense.
Throw him the fucking
And I was
ball.
looking at numbers, dude, because in the video me and Noah filmed today, I was talking about Deshaun Watson as a possible trade target, like to get rid of him off your team because he just looks horrible in the pocket. And I'm like, oh, it's the line's fault. He's getting hit. He's getting sacked so much. But he's had the 5th most
I know.
seconds in the pocket. Like
It's not bad.
He has plenty of time to get the ball off, and it's just like
And
he's
you're
been
not going to
saved.
sit there and tell me that DeAndre Hopkins isn't getting open.
Exactly.
That Will
That's-
Fuller's not burning
He
somebody.
keeps
Like,
missing
come on.
players on deep passes and shit too, which
Yep.
is cool because you're like, oh, eventually they're connect, but like, fucking connect.
And I have one stock in like 7 leagues of Duke Johnson.
Mm.
But you trade a 3rd-round pick for a receiving running back, and you don't even
Well,
like
this is-
bother to use him.
What happened when he was traded there? We said that about Duke Johnson. He was a receiving running back that's going to a team that doesn't throw to the running
yeah,
back.
like I pulled up the target share numbers for Deshaun Watson. It was like 13% of targets go to running back.
Yeah.
Right,
It's
I
so
understand
small.
it. So then why fucking trade
That's a great.
good draft capital for him when you're not going to use him at all? Maybe if
They have
Bill
all
O'Brien
these-
was a little bit innovative, he would say, oh, wow, I have one of the best wide receiving running backs out of the backfield. Maybe I'll throw him the ball.
Oh,
What a
I have one of the
fucking
best
idiot.
fucking receiving backfield players. I have one of the best, or probably the best raw talented wide receiver in the game.
Yeah, he's the
why
best.
don't I center my offense around Carlos Hyde? Have you been talking to him? Have you been texting him? This is fucking bullshit.
It makes way too much sense, honestly.
It does.
It makes way too much sense.
Anytime you have fucking Carlos Hyde,
You
he
get beat
probably
at home
runs
by
a 4.9
you
at
get
the
beat at home by fucking Kyle Allen. Yeah, it's making a lot of sense, Bill. Dumb
you,
fuck.
Bill.
Yeah,
Fuck
wait,
you.
hold on a second. How many points did
Clutch
Deshaun
chin,
Watson
asshole.
score against that Carolina defense that you guys all just laughed at me for saying I would sit Minshew? I need to know now.
probably like
But that's-
11.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Deshaun Watson. So you know what? I'm fucking
Okay,
smart.
but even if
11.6.
Minshew
Yeah.
gets 11,
Yeah, I see
I
what
would
you're
take
saying.
11 over like Ridley's maybe 14.
right? It's a maybe.
You would take 11 points over 14
I would take, if you're telling
it's
me
a
you're going to
hard
score 11,
maybe.
I would take 11 right now and
over
not
the
know.
chance of getting. Okay, I see.
Yes.
what you're
Over a
saying.
questionable maybe 14.
Kyler Murray put up 18 against them. Jameis Winston.
Oh, whoa.
A big 13.2.
I think we made up
Huge.
your mind.
Anyways.
You're playing Minshew.
Let's get into this new fucking section.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's talk some orgy. Let's talk some fantasy
Start some
orgy.
golden
animal.
game orgy.
So basically what we're going to do is we're each going to take one game on the slate this week and basically pronounce that our most
Joyous.
orgy-rific game of the week. The most fantasy statistics and numbers and goodness that are going to come out of one single game. We're each going to pick one game. Who wants to start? Okay, I'll start. Sick. So I'm going to go with Indianapolis playing at Arrowhead. I'm such a what?
Cut.
Needed that. All right, so Indy's playing at Arrowhead against KC. You can literally start anyone on this KC offense. Indy is so banged up right now. I mean, they just got their ass whooped by the Raiders. They are without Darius Leonard, Pierre Desir, Malik Hooker. Like, it's bad. This is the highest over-under on the slate this week. Opened at 57. I think it might be down to 56 right now.
It's actually absurd.
But it's still the highest. Yeah, which is kind of crazy because they're expecting the Chiefs to score like 35 points or 36 points, which will happen, yeah. So that's the highest slate of the week. So I'm literally okay starting any skill player on KC right now. Both running backs, Darrell Williams, as well as Shady McCoy. Obviously, Mahomes and Kelsey. We'll even let fucking Sammy Fraudkins rock again. Cole gets another spin. Demarcus Robinson, I'll throw him out there. Fuck it. But low-key, my favorite play of the week is the KC defense. We love big favorites in games where the opponents are going to have to throw the ball. KC is only owned in 27% of leagues right now, and I think they are probably my favorite stream of the week in defenses that are owned in less than 60% of leagues on Yahoo. Now, on the flip side, we don't know what's going to happen with Hilton, but I still like Jacoby Brissett a lot, right?
Good ball player.
Now, here's the thing. I saw this in my comments on my waiver wire video because I had mentioned Jacoby Brissett as a good streaming option this week. And I also said I love KC's defense. Here's the thing. The more passing that an offense does, the better it is for both the quarterback and the fantasy defense. Last week, week 4, Lamar Jackson was the quarterback 2. Cleveland's defense had 10 points. Jared Goff was the quarterback 4. Tampa Bay's defense had 15 points. Crazy. Jacoby Brissett, quarterback 5. Oakland defense had 10 fantasy points. Matt Stafford, quarterback 6. KC defense, 13 fantasy points. The two are not mutually exclusive. Like I said, the more passing from an offense, the more comeback time, the better for both the quarterback and the defensive streaming team because it leads to more sacks, which don't hurt a quarterback in fantasy. If anything, that just means more passing yards for them. So we look at Brissett. He's tied with Mahomes for the NFL lead, 10 touchdowns. Has had multiple passing touchdowns in every game. Yeah, it's Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and Jacoby Brissett all have 10. Which is crazy. 3-2, 3-2. Those are his touchdown numbers so far. And you look at the other passing weapons, even if they're without T.Y. Hilton, both, I think, Colts tight ends are in play. Both Doyle and Ebron got in the end zone last week. KC currently allows 6th most fantasy points to the position against multiple tight ends. Each week they've gotten hit 8 receptions to Jeff Swam and fucking O'Shaughnessy or whatever for Jacksonville. 9 receptions to Waller and Carrier in week 2 against the Raiders. We can go on and on and on. They let up a lot of receptions to the tight ends. Nyheim Hines even becomes interesting with Marlon Mack banged up. He saw 6 targets, had 6 catches last week. Yeah, because they had to come back against the Raiders. They're going to have to do so against the Chiefs. Otherwise, I'm not playing the other skill players and like Zach Pascal and Paris Campbell, Chester Rogers. The targets were kind of distributed amongst those guys. But I think Jacoby Brissett, Nyheim Hines, both tight ends, everyone on KC, including their defense, is absolutely in play in a game that should have a fuckload of points. Who wants to get fucking bodied after that description?
I'll go next, Animal.
Every once in a while, I like to bring the big
That
facts.
was really fucking.
That was good.
That was unbelievable.
You can't follow?
I mean, I'm gonna try.
Struggling?
This is it. New England, Washington. Everyone.
It's New England, Washington. Yeah, I literally wrote New England at Washington. Everyone on New England.
It's facts.
Including their defense, and it's 100% true. New England only won by 6 points last week. They're going in to bury this dead fucking franchise that doesn't want to play football anymore. The defense is probably going to get 30. Good for me. Brady's going to throw 3. He'll probably sprinkle 1 to Gordon, sprinkle 1 to James White out of the backfield, probably sprinkle 1 to Dorsett. I don't know. Maybe he throws 1 to Sonny Michel. Kid.
Michel has 0 receptions so far.
But Sonny Michel's going to be in the goal line twice. He's going to score. They're going to blow this fucking team out. Nobody on Washington is worth a start this week. Nobody.
No.
Because New England's defense is way too good. and they're just they quit. This team is quit. They're a dead team.
They're finished. Who do you think starts at quarterback? McCoy?
100%. That's Gruden's guy. Gruden loves McCoy. Loves him. And Haskins, we can clearly tell, is not ready to play in an NFL football game. And Case Keenum can't play in an NFL football game anymore.
It never makes sense to me when these teams want to, when they take these quarterbacks early, right? And I understand the idea of wanting to sit them and letting them learn behind a veteran or something. Yeah. But, like, it's either one or the other, no? Like, let him sit behind. Don't, like, just rush him into a game just because you're down at halftime or something.
Throw him into the fire.
Yeah, like, I don't understand, like, why. I mean, obviously it's fucking terrible coaching. They just don't know what they're doing. But, like, why halftime, we're playing poorly. Let me just throw Haskins in. Like, doesn't that just fuck up your whole entire, like, long-term idea?
And everything. I think it fucks up everything from your game plan to the long-term, like, mental stability of your quarterback, like, everything.
Like, you think of this as
a guy that doesn't practice. It doesn't have one snap with the ones on offense. But at halftime, when you're only down 14, let's throw this guy in.
That's what I mean. Like, you think about the NFL.
He's got to practice.
They're like billion-dollar businesses, right? And you think of these guys as like assets, and these coaches are getting paid millions and millions of dollars to make strategic decisions of the long-term view of the franchise. And all of a sudden, they're just like, yeah, we're just going to fucking throw Dwayne Haskins.
I looked at that as like Jay Gruden realizing, like,
fighting
shit,
for his job.
I'm going to be fucking done. I'll throw Dwayne in there if he
out
fucking...
Out of the 2% chance that Dwayne is just like the best quarterback of all time.
If he shows out and looks great, I'm still here.
Yeah.
But in retrospect, we heard after the game, Gruden did not want him at all.
Did he?
Oh, like on his team? Oh, probably.
No,
what did he
not
say?
Want to draft. Well, I swear to God, I'm not just making this up. I read it. I forget who it was. I got to find it. I think I bookmarked it, so I'll send it in. They wanted Daniel Jones at 15. I swear to God. I'm not even kidding.
Okay.
And it kind of makes sense. Gruden, they had a divisional or a front office divide. The ownership, GM wanted Dwayne Haskins. Gruden wanted not even so much Daniel Jones, but just didn't want Dwayne Haskins. He's like, didn't have a first-round grade on him. So why use the 15th round pick, which is high draft capital on a guy you don't want, and when you're trying to save a job. So maybe he threw him in to show, okay, here you go. Told you so.
You think he would have waited for fucking Chicago or something, or New England next week for him if he really wanted to stick it to him?
Fair.
But even
dead man walking.
Three.
Yeah, it doesn't matter either way. His job is done.
Shot. I mean,
again, I don't like calling me I did read that. It was like an actual.
I believe you.
I don't believe you.
Fucking fraud.
All right, so we got.
Again, anybody can make this report now that Daniel Jones has played 2 pretty good games. So you never know.
Yeah, true.
I'm just saying what I read.
All right. Well, last matchup.
Orgy.
Let's go. Orgy, golden game, whatever. I'm picking the Falcons at the Texans.
Switched it. Good man.
You motherfucker.
Good man. He's a good fucking
I'm waiting for him to say the Jets at the Eagles.
So was I.
Oh, no.
We were waiting for it.
I wrote it on the sheet. That was just an example.
An example, but you wrote down like fucking 92 factual
Bro, I
points
fucking
really wrote everything on.
I do hard work.
Whatever. I appreciate you pivoting from a horrible pick.
So I went with the Falcons.
I can't
and
wait
Texans.
for the Jets Eagles to go over 65
Yeah, right.
points this week.
Houston, Atlanta, like
11,
9-3.
yeah.
Well, here's why. Listen, both of these teams are coming off losses where they only scored 10 points. Bad offensive weeks for both of these teams. Watson was sacked 6 times against the Panthers. No Keanu O'Neal is really, really hurting the Atlanta's defense. They cannot stop any wide receiver.
He's the glue. And it's fucked up because he's not even known as like a coverage corner, but what I think he's such a big presence there and he's such a big hitter.
Dude, all that stuff, like the on-field presence, like pumping guys up, all that stuff plays a huge factor.
And I think you don't want to throw over the fucking middle to guys that are getting covered by him.
Yeah, so this is a huge quarterback to wide receiver game. It's a big reception game.
I think me and you would be happy about that.
What?
Atlanta, Houston? Oh, my God. That'd be beautiful.
We have
little shootout.
Yep.
Theoretically, coming out of the draft, we had the 2 best stacks in football.
I know. Theoretically.
Yeah, so I think this is one of those weeks where you're going to see those stacks come to life the way that we thought they would the entire season. Texans, Deshaun Watson must start, obviously. Hopkins must start, and he's going to score 20 points.
You're in on Will Fuller as well.
And I think Will Fuller – actually, I probably spoke too soon. I think Will Fuller will outscore Hopkins this week. I think this is the big Will Fuller week.
But you did give Hopkins 20 points.
I did say that.
So Fuller goes for 26?
Do you want to retract that, or does
Hopkins
does
probably
Fuller get 21 and Hopkins gets 20?
He'll go in the high teens, we'll say.
Okay. So
How about
18
that?
for Fuller, 16
So
for
he's probably
Hopkins.
gonna get 4.
Okay, so Watson doesn't.
So
Watkins.
take half of those points away, subtract another 4, and then that's what you'll get.
All right, so other skill players, who do you like?
Well, back to Fuller, I just wanted to say his.
Carlos Hyde.
No, I was going to say, no, I'm not even starting any of the running backs in this matchup. It's all QBs and wide receivers. And tight ends, Mr. Austin Hooper, who is second in receptions, quietly second in receptions amongst tight ends, tied for third with 2 touchdowns, and he's in fourth place for yards, 307 yards. Austin Hooper is going to finish as a top 5 tight end.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a great week for him. I think he scores a touchdown this week too, because he's been getting a lot of he's been getting a lot of receptions. A lot of receptions, the 2 touchdowns. It's only week 4, but 2 touchdowns.
That's what he's like. He's like a less used red zone version of Zach Ertz, like we said before. Houston does give up the 3rd fewest fantasy points at the tight end position. They're locked down against the tight end.
Brian Cushing.
He's not there anymore.
What is he doing now?
Yeah.
He's dead.
What is the Bergen County God doing?
He went to high school 5 minutes from where we are right now.
Did so many steroids.
It's crazy.
A ridiculous amount of steroids.
Good ball
Shout out
player,
to him. I wish I
Real
did
good
that
ball
many
player.
steroids.
Man,
No,
You guys
steroids
want
are-
to take steroids? The
Dude,
loser
yes.
of something. The loser of your guys' thing should do steroids.
Dude, losers should have to buy him
Well,
for
then
the
I'm
winner.
gonna start losing games.
True.
I'm gonna
Fuck
start
that, I
losing
don't-
games on purpose. then.
Yeah. No,
I tried
wait.
to do steroids
Yeah,
in
loser
my
has to
professional-
buy him
You guys
for the
all
winner.
just want to do steroids this upcoming summer?
I say we do.
Yeah, we'll
Dude,
film.
Both up big dogs.
I've been trying to do steroids for 6 years to
Let's-
get my fucking professional
let's-
wrestling
how about this?
career off the rip.
I got it. We'll
It's not that hard.
transition.
You've been trying. What have you been trying to do? Just do them.
We'll transition
I've been
into a
watching
bodybuilding
videos.
podcast.
Ooh, that's it?
Yeah,
Do we just
everybody,
flex?
we're going to be a bodybuilding podcast now. We're going to film ourselves lifting and doing steroids. Snacks is going to also try out for the WWE.
That'd be fucking incredible.
What would be your name?
Your body would be
Snacks.
your body would be smashed in the amount of one.
Honestly, I kind of disagree.
One body
When I
slam.
had cancer, me and my friends, these guys can.
Well,
vouch
that was
for it.
when we were like 16. I feel like bodies
Yeah.
just heal very quickly.
Yeah, you can, like,
could
get
break
thrown
a rib
off
and it
and
would
shit.
like
Do
done.
bodies with cancer heal that quickly?
Yeah,
Ask
of course.
Marcus Mariota. He just healed in a fucking week.
Yeah,
After I
really.
called him out for cancer, he goes 3 touchdowns against the
So
Falcons.
we had a professional wrestling organization. It was an organization. When I was 16, 17 years old in high school, we had about like 75. We had like 75 people. No, maybe it wasn't that
It's
much.
huge exaggeration.
There was a lot of people. That
It was
came.
like 18 people.
No, you're an idiot.
No, I'm not. I was there. I paid VIP.
Animal, there was 18 of my brother's friends there.
I paid VIP. I got
would say
Starburst
there
in
was
the
a
VIP
maximum
booth.
of 30 people that centered around my front lawn and watched me and my good friend just beat the shit out of each other in a pro wrestling league.
In a pro
organization.
wrestling.
I keep
league.
saying pro.
Organization. I had cancer at the time, but it didn't matter. I was going through tables. I had a port in my chest. It didn't matter. It was whatever the fans wanted, they got.
I can't believe like adults let that happen.
They watch.
We had cops there.
I know, but like, if you're a fucking cop and I saw you doing that mid
I have
cancer,
terrible parents.
it wasn't
Well,
your parents. The fact that cops
You're
were
allowed
there.
to do it. It's your own property. If you want to throw yourself off your
It
roof.
is.
I know you're allowed. You're allowed to do a lot of things, but should people fucking let you do them?
Yeah. I
like
thought
we're
the-
allowed to do this
I
podcast,
thought the
but people shouldn't
concussion
let
I
us.
got
Shouldn't let
in
us.
Freshman year of football was bad. I don't think I've ever been as blurred in my life as I was when I got a pedigree from one of my friends on the grass.
Pedigree.
not the ring, the grass.
Oh my
it was
God.
It was rough. But you know
Would
we
you just
did?
go face first into the
It
ground?
was so bad. I had my nostril was in for like a week.
That's
we had about
incredible.
50. We had about 30 people. They all paid $2. We bought a lot of Keystone Light that night. We raised.
Make sure you tweet at Keystone
We
Light,
raised.
please.
Yeah, Keystone
Please
Light
make sure you do.
sponsor FTP.
Goddamn good time. I miss high school. I miss the EWF. That was our wrestling organization. Sign up for Patreon. We'll answer all your questions, please. Comments below. Bagels and Locks, 8:30 Sunday morning. I'm really good. Max is really bad. You know what to do. Thank you, everybody.
Love you. We out.